Today I wanted to talk about how society has changed regarding computers. So I started by asking my dad about how computers have affected us and how things used to be without them. Um, so first off, information. Just in general, information has become so easy for us to get. Whereas, like in the old days, you would have to go to the library or ask some older people in your community. You'd go to their house, you sit down for a good old storytelling, and then they'd tell you whatever you wanted to know. Now, you just type a few words into Google and it gives us whatever answer we want. People have become so. Our identities have now become like a consumer driven. You used to go to the store or whatever, and you would know everyone. You would know the suppliers, like the milkman, the butcher, the tailor. You'd know all of them personally, and so you would you buy shoes or you'd buy a suit, and you would expect it to last for the next 10 years or whatever. And then when it got a rip, you wouldn't just, oh, that's done, and you'd throw it away. Now, or you would go to the tailor and he would stitch it up. Now, if your suit would even last that long, you would you just throw it away and you go buy another one because technology can make it so uniformly the same every time. It's become super cheap, and so they ship it across the world and you just buy it. Our identities used to be um, their identities used to be more connected to like their very personal friends and their close community. Like I was talking about earlier, how they would know like the butcher. They they would like my dad said that he knew there it was hard to point out a house that he hadn't been in his community where he'd grown up because he knew everyone. But now your supplier your your supplier could be on the other side of the world, and using social media now, our identities can are rely so much on what other people say about us now. We there's no like super close friends or whatever. Now it's completely reliant on people on the other side of the world or whoever wherever. You just ask people on social media and thousands of people can see that and give their opinion, right or wrong. And a lot of the time we'll listen to it. Our identities can change super quickly because of what other people will tell us. The virtual world 30, 40 years ago wasn't so much on the computer, but it was more in your own head and like how well you could make up a story from something you're reading, kind of thing. And movies and stuff in that time were more based on a book, and they weren't very good because it's not how you pictured it. And so that's also a large difference with now. Now it's effortless. You like it's work free. You don't have to imagine it at all. When a new video game is coming out, I don't try to imagine it. I just get super excited for it, and then I'm super happy with however the developers or whatever how they made their world look. And usually they are pretty creative, and so it does look quite good. But it's work free, and that's part of the reason we like it so much. Nowadays, our society could be more than thousands of people for the average person, but millions for others. Like, um, very popular people will have millions of followers on YouTube or Twitter or whatever, I don't know. And they sometimes base their life around them. Like, people have more followers than like the population of Canada. So yeah, some people on YouTube could put out a message and more people would hear about it probably faster than if the Canadian government did. 30 years ago, you would have like some friends and they'd give you their opinion on whatever problem you had, and you would take it super seriously because they know you so well and it's very personal. Now, we send out a message, we get 1,000 responses, and we just choose one that pleases us. And then we go with that, and then we let that change how other people see us. The good old days were not necessarily better, but everything was slower and more relational, so you would go talk to someone to find out if something you read in the newspaper was true, which could start a good conversation. Nowadays, there is too much information that we can't filter and think it through for importance or reliability and relevance. And in this increasingly virtual world, we don't owe anything to anyone, and they don't owe us anything. We don't trust anyone, and our identities flip all over the map because we are not tied to anything significant or impermanent.